Hey guys, just want to give you guys an update on the current high mock in its state right now. There's a couple of spots I need to repair on it, the way the chipping did on the actual paint. And there's also, I'm having a hard time deciding on exactly what kind of weapon I want to give this guy. Currently I have this weapon in there. It's not my favorite weapon, but it does okay for now. The other thing I may end up doing is I may end up redoing the mono eye. I'm not too happy with the way it came out. It came out okay, to say the least. Let me pull out the little arms back here to show you guys. The backpack's probably the worst thing I've done. Not too happy with the way it came out, but it came out okay. The parts that are on its shoulder and on the rockets, those are actually builder parts that I used. Just let me see if I can find that box real quick and I'll show you guys. Well, first off, I used this for the actual parts for the guns and everything. And then I used a combination of the arms in that and the arms in this box. So you can see the little rockets that are in there. I used those. And I don't know, I may end up using those weapons on other things. I don't know what I'm going to use them yet for. I've got a bunch of other parts that I'm kind of holding on to at the moment. A bunch of extra weapons and things like that I have a stockpile of. So that way when I'm actually going through and picking out what I want, I can just go in and pick out a random gun. Originally I was going to try to give this guy the Zaku machine gun. But for some reason, the Zaku machine gun will not fit in its hand unless I modified the actual hand or modified the gun and pull the actual trigger off of it, which I don't feel like actually doing. It wouldn't look bad, but I may just end up saving that for another kit. Currently, this is just snapped together. There's nothing really done on it except for, you know, I haven't even done cleanup or anything. I probably would end up giving it probably the same green that I did for the olive green for the undercoating on it, for the part of the body. Give this probably that military, which is that German gray, for the actual gun portion of it, and then just brush over it with some titanium, which I used the Gundam Mr. Hobby color for that. This is the... that's not the green I used. This is the green I actually used for the actual body on the high mock. Trying to get this to focus in. There we go. This is the actual green XF58 that I used for the actual body on the high mock. And then I went in with the German gray. That's the gray portion on the actual hands and stuff like that, and on the feet. And then I used, which I got this from a buddy that actually works for Games Workshop. He recommended that I try this stuff out, this textured Citadel paint. The stuff is awesome. What it is, it's actually got a textured grit in it. If I can get this little guy open. There we go. This has got an actual texture to the paint. So when it dries, it's a really, really dark brown, as you can see actually on the high mock. And what I did also for it is I actually went in with the Tamiya weathering kit on top to get that textured shading for it. Oop. So I used the sand. I actually did the mud first and brushed that on. Did the dark sand and then light sand on top of that, so it would give it 3 different tones. The other thing about the feet is that like on the feet I actually left some of the texturing on there from when I actually did it. I didn't prime this guy perfectly, which I probably could have done. I just didn't really feel like doing it. I wanted it to be more weathered than anything else. And I also removed all the seams as well too. You can't really tell because of the texture on top of it, but all the seams are removed for this guy. Some of the seams like these are meant to actually be on there, while other things like on the shoulder, there was a nasty seam right there. There was a seam down the side of the arm, which you can't see it anymore now. Let's see, you can't really see it because I also textured underneath it too. And then there was a seam along the gaps of the legs right here on this and this. And there was a seam down the side of the legs. These were actually textured in the same material like that, but I ended up sanding them down a little bit more on the side, so that way in there, which you can see right there, there's actually part of where the paint is actually being chipped off, which I'm going to have to repair on that. What I'll just end up doing is redoing the texture, redo the weathering for it, and then just top coat it again. And then there was a nasty seam here. There's a nasty seam down these little guys, where the legs would be fit together. And I think all in all, for the most part, the way this came out is exactly how I wanted it to, for the exception of the mono eye. The mono eye I'm not too happy with. I kind of wish I had done the paint underneath it and then go in and top coat it and then put a gloss on top of it, or maybe put a silver underneath it, then go in and paint on top of it again. But oh well. As far as it is, I'm okay with it. Next time when I actually do some stuff, I'm actually going to take some good photos of this guy and actually do some stuff on him. Hopefully I'll go ahead and get the gun done too. I just haven't had time to actually sit down and do it. Well, thanks for sitting and listening to me ramble if you actually did. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to try to do some more projects. I have an idea for thinking about doing something with this little guy. And I've got a Cold War District GM 79D that I want to paint. I'm doing it with a really bright orange color with maybe a highlight of this. I picked this up a while back. I just haven't tried it out. I also got a Gundam yellow, an actual Gundam yellow as well too. Also, I may end up painting this guy because I'm not too happy with the way his coloring looks. He just looks god awful. It's a maroon, like not a maroon. I don't mean to say maroon. It's a dark navy blue, and it's supposed to be more like a kind of a dark purple with a lighter purple on it. So. And I've actually put the stickers on this. I was going to review this guy. I may end up reviewing it. If you guys ask me to review it, I may end up doing it. I also want to get a second one. That way I can have Gaia and Mash. Right now he is, I think I have him as Mash or Gaia. I really don't know. I think this kit does come with the commander antenna. I just did the standard because this is the way the kit actually asked for you to do it. Alright guys, I'm going to get tired of rambling on here. Hopefully you'll see me guys doing a lot more. We're supposed to be doing a Gunpla cast soon. Really excited about that. My friends are actually a part of that. And really happy with the way things are coming out. Thanks guys. Bye.